Hello everybody, in this video I have some mixed media art journaling to share with you. This is going to be my last spread in this journal, which is kind of monumentous because I've been in and out of this journal since 2017. Obviously I've used other journals in the meantime, I've gone back and forth between it. I haven't been just in this journal for 4 years, but yeah, still kind of a big deal to finally finish it off. And it's quite interesting going through it because of like how my styles and techniques have changed and my knowledge of mixed media. And anyway, I will have a flip through of it later on in a week or so if you're interested in seeing all the spreads, but let's talk about this one first. So usual to start with, gessoing the pages and putting masking tape up the center so any ink or stuff like that doesn't travel through. Here I'm going through the Minte door book, fussy cutting book, because I have this thing about having doors at the front and backs of my art journals. I don't really know why. You could probably come up with some deep and meaningful reason, but the honest truth is I just like it. It doesn't have to be a deep and meaningful reason for things that you do in your journals or art journals. I just like it is a perfectly good enough reason for me. So yes, I cut out that big greyish black one. I thought that would work nicely. And then here I'm working with papers. These are the AB Studio Rustical Journey papers, and I pulled out a couple of bits from that I thought I would quite like to work with. But I wanted to also have some like collage and tissue papery stuff going on in the background, and this is, oh, I can't remember the name of it. It's a Prima Marketing or Finavere tissue paper set. Got these lovely butterflies and like the vintagey toned flowers and stuff. I'm also using the Distress Vintage Collage medium to keep in with that vintagey colour tone. As well, as you saw, I ripped out or cut out the big butterfly by painting on water with just a water brush pen. Just makes it so much easier to tear tissue paper, rice paper, anything like that if you paint the area with water that you want to cut around. So as I said, I'm using the Distress Vintage Collage medium to collage that down to give it that vintagey tone, but I'm also going over the top of it with a load of clear gesso, just because the collage medium, you get quite that like kind of, not shiny is not the right word, but it's a surface that other mediums, paints and stuff aren't going to stick down on very well. So I'm going over with a layer of clear gesso, so all the other things that I add to the top, they've got a nice surface to latch onto, or whatever the proper arty terms are. I don't know. Going in with some Dina Wakley acrylic paints, I'm going to go in with the colours Buff, Apricot and Sand. Again, very vintagey, peachy tones. This first colour here I think is the Buff. I'm pretty sure that's the Buff. Then I'm going to add the Apricot because it works really nicely with the colours of that tissue paper as well as the vintage collage medium that I use. That's the Apricot there. I think, yeah, it blends in really, really nicely. I'm not doing any particular technique here apart from just sort of ploofing it on with my brush. Yes, ploofing is a very technical term. A sponge may have done a better effect, but I was too lazy to bend over and get a sponge from the bottom of my cart. That's the honest truth for you. That's how I roll. This last colour here is the Sand, I believe, just to give it a slightly darker tone as well. And then when I dry that off, I'm going to add a little bit of stamping, because the way it was looking there, it was, I mean, it's nice enough looking, but it's not, I like really, really busy pages with lots and lots of things going on, really detailed backgrounds, things to look at, so that's why I'm not leaving it as it is. Oh, no, wait. While waiting for that to dry a little bit, I'm going to take those pieces that I cut from the AB Studio papers and just tear the edges of them using my tearing ruler where I can, or where I haven't really got enough room to use the tearing ruler because it's too close to the edge. I just take my distress tool and really rough up the edges that way. Oh yeah, and before I do the stamping, I was going to just sort of figure out where everything's going to go on the page. So those little sort of journaly card type things that I cut out, plus the door. And as I was doing this stage, I thought what this page really needs is some texture, some material. So I had this vintagey lace scrap on my desk. I thought I would just bring that in, and then I went and got some burlap and some I was going to call it chipboard then, what's it called, like cork sheet stuff, and And yeah, I just think that adds a really nice texture to everything. I've got the 2 different types of burlap. There's me taking a picture of it, because if I don't take a picture, I'll completely forget what my plan was and put it all in the wrong place. So I always take a picture when I have my sort of layout decided on. But yes, here I am adding said stamping. That there is a Prima/Finnair stamp. It's like a handwriting one, but it's not like a really scripty, beautiful, elegant handwriting. It's a slightly more messy one, which I really, really like. The ink I'm using is StazOn ink in Dove Grey. Yeah, so it's really, really light in places, and I'm doing a mix of 1st and 2nd generation stamping, just so you get a mix of like really crisp images of the stamping, and then the more faded ones. I think the overall effect is a little bit more natural when you have that mix. And then here is a sort of a coffee mug, tea mug stain stamp. It's from Mama Makes, I believe, and I'm using archival ink in sepia for that, just to bring in a little bit more of those brown tones that were on that tissue paper and got a little bit lost with all the grey and apricot-y colours. So yeah, just bringing in a bit more of that brown, and then going around all my little individual pieces here with failing at voiceover today, Distress Oxide in brushed corduroy. There, we got there eventually. So to stick down all my elements, I am using, this is the Prima or Finnair Art Basics Heavy Body Gel. Now, using heavy body gel in the art journal for this purpose is a little bit of overkill, I would say, but basically when you're using normal gel medium sticking down paper or card on art journaling or any sort of mixed media pieces, they will stick down. I mean, they really are going to stick down, and once it's dry, it's not going anywhere. But you have to hold them in place for a little while, because they start to like pop off when the medium is still wet. And using the heavy body gel, as I said, it's way overkill. You really don't need it for paper, but it will stick immediately and you don't have to have that weight. So it's really not necessary unless you, like me, were feeling in a super lazy mood. So that's basically why I was using that. It's also really good with the more materially pieces as well, like the lace and stuff. Just really sticks down instantly. You don't have to put something heavy on it. You probably, if you've seen my other art journal and mixed media videos, you've probably seen like I've put the gel medium on my embellishments or whatever, and then stuck like a vase or a pen pot or something heavy on top and then waited for a while. But as I said, that's not necessary with the heavy body gel, but it is, as I keep saying, kind of overkill, but never mind. I cut out two little moths and a dragonfly from the Minte Wings fussy cutting book. I went around the edges with the same brush corduroy Distress Oxide. I know I keep saying this, but I still haven't found another place to buy Minte Papers products from in the UK. Some people have given recommendations and I've looked at them. A lot of these places, they either they only do the 6x6 paper packs, or they've only got the much older stuff. I can't really find anywhere with any of the new lines, the new papers and stuff, at least not anywhere that's been recommended to me. So if you know, please tell me, because I'd love to know, and it would be better to obviously link in my videos and stuff so people know where to get the stuff from. Anyway, to add a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of extra something, I'm going in with a load of sequins. This is a pack that has little gold ones, like a sort of a deep vintagey gold, a brown, plus some little hearts as well. I just thought they looked really cute and nice. Going in with a few black splatters here for a nice contrast against all those brownie tones, but then of course I'm going to add white splatters as well, because I have to. I have to, and they do work. They do look nice. The black splatters weren't actually black. Those were dilution spray in slate grey. Sometimes grey is better when you're going for black, but the grey, it has the black effect, but it's not so whoa in your face black kind of thing, but it works. And the white, as always, is Winsor & Newton white drawing ink, which I use a paintbrush to splatter on with, and there we go. Yes, it is finished. Thank you so much for watching. As always, let me know what you think. I really like this one. It came together really quickly. It's really lovely and vintagey, and I just love the overall look of it. And yeah, as I said, that's the last page in this journal, so there'll be a flip through of this art journal and another one that I've worked in recently very soon on the channel, so keep an eye out for that if you're interested. And I have rambled on long enough, so I'm going to shut up and go. Please leave me a thumbs up, chat to me in the comments. I am going. Goodbye!